it is, it's hard to be an entrepreneur in normal times. To be an entrepreneur in COVID times is a level of pressure that, many are struggling from a mental health perspective and from a burnout perspective, and we're looking for resources at all levels. One of the things that I did, I think, an asset that I had was I'm pretty shameless about asking for help. And, as we started to receive media attention early before COVID, we had Minister Ng here, we've had Jagmeet Singh here, we've had all orders of government in the East End of Toronto. I have every city councillor. I've had, we even at one point were talking to Prime Minister Trudeau's office about a visit. Like, we've, quite frankly, a lot of people like to use the Workaround as an example of both of a women-run small business and also an example of innovative childcare. And then COVID hits, and suddenly it's a lot less about, all this support for women entrepreneurs, and a lot more about just recovery, as it should be. Like, we're having a public health crisis, and I know that the attention has to be on public health recovery. I think one of the most frustrating things is brick and mortars, especially somebody like me who has 13,000 square feet of space. My fixed costs never stopped. And the same barriers that were identified by those political officials early on of women face a lot of extra barriers, women face financial barriers, women face struggling with childcare and navigating caregiving and professional work. That's all still true in COVID. In fact, it's been magnified. And yet the support wasn't specifically and hasn't been specifically directed to us in any way. There's no women small business support grant in COVID. In fact, everything has been based around revenue percentage loss and a little bit on size. So the provincial grant is around, there's small business grant for under 9 employees, but there's no special, zero support given to, wait a second, if we know that women were the hardest hit in the pandemic, and women are the most likely to be primary caregivers and quit their jobs because of lack of childcare, what the hell are entrepreneurs going to do who can't quit, who have leases secured against their name, who have loans they've personally guaranteed? It's like, we hear all the messages that we know women have been the hardest hit, and we heard all about the government prioritizing support for women entrepreneurs. But to my knowledge, there has been no direct support. And one of the things that's the most frustrating for me is when you look at a crown corporation like BDC, they profited the entire time. At no point did my interest rates come down on my loan. Not as a woman owner, not as a small business owner, not as a brick and mortar owner. Nope, still interest rates are exactly the same. Despite me calling all of those elected officials that were here, I have been on so many calls with our federal, provincial, municipal representatives saying we need help. And often I get back a pretty global answer. Yes, we know, we're doing everything we can to help small business. What I haven't heard is, what are you specifically doing to help women? What are you specifically doing to help parents? Nothing. In fact, if you look at the federal budget, the money allocated to women entrepreneurs is minuscule. Childcare got a ton of funding, $30 billion, but it was in the millions of dollars for entrepreneurs. It's not even anywhere near sufficient to help. So, I get emotional about it because it's hard to be, called onto webinars and used in media and have your location offered up for press events. It's hard to be used as an example of innovation, but not see any funding or support directly recognizing not only how badly we need it, but also our unique challenges. They haven't proven any of the things they talk about.